welcome to this video where I'm painting in a little sketchbook that I made this the other day, and the idea is I'm going to put some little sketches in, a bit of French practice, so I'll just write a little bit about what was going on here. So this was the last walk of the summer, really, in the evening light before it turned to autumn. This was a little moped that I took a photograph when we were in the south of France on holiday, and I liked its little leather panniers, and the streets were really narrow as they are in these little medieval villages, so it was ideal for scooting through there. And we've got a lot of blue tits in the garden at the moment, so this is not my photo, this is one from Unsplash. So, but I'm sure ours look very similar to that I did take my camera out, but they all just disappeared. So I shall have a go at doing it. I'm thinking I'm going to put it on, do I put it on both pages or just do it on this page? Right, so let's start with the head, which looks to be something like a circle with a triangle with a little circle in there. Let's not do detail just yet. There's a shape like that. And that actually comes down about there, doesn't it? And then there's a shape here. Little triangle there. Another little shape underneath. It goes straight down, curves. The bottom of the wing, fairly flat. And that curves up to a triangle, and then his tail that fans out like that. And he's well fed, and then his leg comes around this twig. So that's the loose part of it. So let's just firm up a few things. So more of a curve on that beak. That's going to be dark in there. There's a little bit of a circle around that dark part of the eye. I'll do all the detail with the painting. But that's obviously quite distinctive, that dark that wraps its way around the head. Try and get the markings looking reasonable. Okay. And there's a dark under there. Tips of those wings are dark under there. And I say this is a sketchbook, so I'm not worried about necessarily making a masterpiece, but you know, I still want to do a good job of it. Right, the way that goes up here, all that abstraction. So I'll try and get that leg. So I think that's okay. So let's get rid of any unwanted lines, like that one there. I think I'll do the background first, because I need to clean my palette. So this is a little, I think is it Winsor & Newton? I'll tell you at the end because I can't lift it up because I've just put a load of water in there. I'm going to do the background first, let that dry, and then do the bird. So I'm going to go quite dark with the bird because I want this white part to really stand out. So let's carefully. So this is on Archer's paper, but it's the hot press, the smooth type. Bought in by mistake years ago. It's great for sketching on, I find. But quite interesting to learn how to paint on it as well. So I thought if I make a sketchbook out of it, and then I'll be practicing it as well. So I can do my drawings on here and also learn how to use it. So I suppose working smaller, you know, it's more sort of perhaps detailed stuff maybe. I will do loose stuff on here as well. But I think it takes longer to soak into the paper. But the idea is to not take it too seriously. Enjoy doing a bit of sketching. So I did the moped last night while we were watching telly. It wasn't that interesting what we were watching, and I just sketched away while we were watching it. Quite often Kate might be doing a bit of crochet, so I do a little bit of sketching maybe when I'm not that engrossed with the television. Quite like to get some darker areas in there as well, but that needs to be done while it's wet because we want it all soft. Supposed to add a little bit of texture, that it could be trees and the leaves and whatever else, but I think we'll go with that. Let's just give it a little spray. Spray my phone as well. So I'm just going to lift a little bit of light off, a bit of texture. Sketchbook's ideal to experiment as well. Let's dry that off. What I could do is even scratch some branches. Where I saw the blue tit today, it was in our albizia tree, and that's got lots of small branches in there. So what I'll do is I'll just connect up some of those, maybe make some slightly thicker branches. So I'm taking inspiration from the reference. A lot of space on this, but I want to get used to painting on it. I think I'm going to use my softer brush. So it looks like it's got a cobalt blue head. We suggest a little bit of texture with leaving a bit of white behind. Now I just use a bit of water just to soften that a little bit. But I'll just use the white of the paper for the white part. I'll need to wait for that to dry before I try and do the dark part. So quite camouflaged in their surroundings. Yeah, I find with this hot press paper, it kind of just sits on top rather than soaks in very quickly with the cold press. Just takes a bit of practice, but I will ordinarily just use the cold press like I normally do. I'm not looking to change. It's just I've got some to use up. So I'm actually going to make a new sketchbook, slightly bigger one, which I'm going to cut the cold press paper to put in it. So just lifting off a little bit of paint there, and then colours, possibly I would say cerulean blue for his wings, maybe. So remember, it's just a sketch, don't need to get too fussed. That blend. Bit of neutral tint for those darker areas. The dark little tips. Again, I'll just use a bit of water just to soften some of that. Don't want it to be too harsh. Blue. Got some purple as well. Got some lavender there. I think will do the job. Again, blend all that in. And then looks to be yellow, so maybe I didn't quite pick the right background. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to just darken the background if he's not going to stand out enough. Just water, and then stronger pigment, more yellow up here. Probably could do with some lemon yellow really, but in the right light it might look a bit warmer. And then I can just put some neutral tint into that. Maybe a bit of yellow ochre. That shadow side. So you've got lots of feathers under here, but I'm not painting those. That's a suggestion. Quite dark under there. And just blend. Just suggest the details. And then some dark blue. I'll put some ultramarine blue into that little bit of neutral tint. Again, I'll just use water to soften some of that. neutral tint, thick paint, go around that eye. Just check tonal values. I think that needs to be a little bit dark under there. Right, let's have a go with the tree. What we'll do is legs, which I think lavender. When I see him up in the tree next time, I shall call him Lavender Legs. And the other leg is just in shadow under there. So well, I've got some dark paint on. Burnt sienna. Just put less detail on that one off in the distance. Just give it a dark underside. Just dab that with a tissue, a bit of texture. And I suppose with these little sketchbooks, if anything comes out quite well, you know, it's an excuse to have a go at doing it on a larger scale. Or I could do it for a demo or whatever. Also, I am doing a demo for this one. I could do with some lemon yellow, really. I've got some, but let's see if I just add it to that blue. That's cadmium yellow. Bit of dry brush. Oh. There is actually a bit of a shadow under there, so got away with that. Right, stop in with it. Probably will have a little bit of white with me when I'm outdoors painting, so that'll be useful for any little highlights that I've missed. I did get the white of the eyes, that's okay, but maybe a little bit on that beak. There's a little bit of a highlight under there. That's the thing with a sketchbook. You can do whatever you like in it. You don't have to worry about mixing your medias or whatever. I normally worry about that anyway. Flick a little bit of light on there for the texture. So the main reason I wanted to put some gouache on here is I want to make that green. Is it lichen, is it? And I've got some blue. Well, put a little bit on his tail. So add a bit of yellow to that. So there you go, that's page 3 in my sketchbook. So like I say, on page 3 I've got a blue tit. Worked okay, scratching out a little bit. It's quite colourful, didn't get too involved with the details and so on, so quite happy with that. So the story to go with that will be that the blue tit came and visited us in the Albizia tree as we had our coffee.